الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ومولانا محمد معدن الجود والكرم وآله وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم أرنا حقائق الأشياء كما هي. اللهم أرنا حقائق الأشياء كما هي. اللهم رب زدنا علما وعملا وإخلاصا يا رب العالمين. اللهم كن لإخواننا في فلسطين وغزة وليا ونصيرا يا رب العالمين. وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم. Okay, so we had in two sessions we had covered Hawking's passage on feeling and its relation to ideas quite thoroughly, I think. So now Iqbal's commentary starts in a sense. Thus you will see that it is because of this essential nature of feeling that feeling is related to idea and discursive thought and object and truth, while religion starts with feeling. No, this is a big jump. He's just assuming that religion starts with feeling. He hasn't established that. I mean, is he saying based on Hawking's authority or what? All religions start with feeling. So, for example, so my question is, Allama Iqbal's claim that religion starts with feeling, that's a big claim. Where does he get it from? And when he says religion starts with feeling, does he mean all religions start with feeling or some religions? It seems to me as it stands, as far as I can see, there is no justification for this claim, because, for example, if we take Islam, which is the context of Allama Iqbal, so let's assume that Islam starts with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Did it start with feeling? Like Prophet has himself described in various ahadiths, the start of revelation and start of, if you want to call it this religion, the only true religion of Islam, the Prophet ﷺ, the first thing which happened to him was he started craving for seclusion, and he went to Ghar Hira for several days and nights until his provisions lasted him, and he used to worship there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He used to reflect there until the Namus, Jibreel alayhi salam came to him. And before that, and during this period, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it start with dreams, true dreams. And the dream of the Prophet is revelation, but the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself said it's the 46th part of revelation, and it still exists to the day of judgment. True dreams are part and parcels of revelation. Obviously, they don't have the authority of revelation, but they are harbingers. They based on glad tidings, etc. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to see a true dream, and then seclusion was made made dear to him, and he started worshipping according to the way of the Muwahhidun al-Hunafa at the time, because obviously he is the son of Ibrahim and Ishmael, and in his nation of Quraysh, even though there were a lot of pagan tradition mixed with Abrahamic tradition, but there was still element of Abrahamic tradition in that, and there were a group of people who still stuck to it in its purity. They were called Hunafa. So it seems like the Prophet worshipped at the time according to the way of Ibrahim al-Islam, his grandfather, his forefather. So that's how our religion began, if you want to call it the beginning of religion, even though our religion starts with Adam al-Islam, really. So where is feeling? I don't understand. If the religion starts with feeling, unless you call feeling for it's not feeling for longing, is a feeling too, but anyway. And Allama Iqbal, so this essential nature of feeling, that while religion starts with feeling, so we reject this claim. It has never in its history taken itself as a matter of feeling alone. Feeling is very important. Purification of feeling is very important. Feeling is part and parcel of any thoroughgoing and correct understanding of rationality. But that doesn't mean that religion starts with feeling and has constantly striven after metaphysics. What does it mean to say that religion is striven after metaphysics? What it means to say that religion has striven after metaphysics? Firstly, metaphysics is something Greek, something Aristotelian and Platonic in that sense as well, which emerges from Greek philosophy's struggle with reconciliation between the dictum of Parmenides that everything is stationary and the motion is illusory, and on the other hand Heraclitus's claim that everything is motion. So basically metaphysics emerge out of so metaphysics is essentially related to physics, even though that's not the origin of the name, but it is I think apt name for it. So metaphysics is a rational, based on rational presupposition, whereby physics is justified in Greek philosophy, especially in the philosophy of Aristotle. That's the first thing, and that's why metaphysics has nothing to do with, and that's a huge ghaib or alamul ghaib. So the distinction between alamul shahada, the seen world, and alamul ghaib, the unseen world, is qualitative. On the other hand, distinction between metaphysics and physics is that of degree, because both metaphysics and physics occur in the same world, because for Aristotle there is no other world, or for Greek thought in general. In that sense, we reject this claim that Islam, for example, strives for metaphysics. If some Muslim philosophers were influenced by Greeks, that was their problem, and if some mutakallimun were under their spell, they adopted this terminology, even that that's their problem. We have to develop a critique of that. But if you see, for example, al-Muhaqqiqun like Imam Ghazali or Imam Ibn Taymiyyah or Imam Shah Waliullah or Mujaddid al-Fisani, they reject this conception of metaphysics. They, as we don't as equal to Alamul Ghaib. For example, you will find it very clearly in Mujaddid al-Fisani's Maktubat, where he rejects the claim that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is wajibul wujud and is part of this distinction between a subcategory of wujud. For example, you can apply the same thing to metaphysics. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, religion strives for metaphysics. What does it strive mean? Religion doesn't strive for anything. Religion comes with akhbarul alam al-ghaib, which people equate with metaphysics. That is revealed. Yes, then you understand it, justify it on rational basis. That is part of ilm al-kalam and ilm al-irfan and all those ulum. But if that's what we mean by striving for metaphysics, so be it. But religion doesn't strive in its religion as such, doesn't strive for metaphysics. It's come with what people call metaphysics, but which is basically akhbar alam al-ghaib, the truth about this world and its relation to the eternal world. That's the core concept of any true religion, Islam for example, and Christianity, which is partially true. And so, for example, for false religions like Judaism, they don't have any concept of hereafter, for example. Okay, so we reject that religion starts with feeling. We reject that religion strives for metaphysics in this sense, and we reject the concept of metaphysics and its equation with alam al-ghaib. The mystics' condemnation of intellect. Which mystic condemns intellect? So here we should go back to Imam Ghazali's point that there are many types of intellect. Intellect is a common word, or al-lafz al-mushtarak. It refers to different concepts and different reference in that sense. So when Sufi, true Sufi anyway, mystic, I don't know what is mystic, but true Sufi condemns intellect or critique it. It is not condemning al-aql or all type of al-aql. It's only condemning al-aql al-shaytani, or it's condemning people universalizing a particular form of intellect over all other things, or the intellect which opposes itself to the truth or to the revelation, for example. So this is also sort of a false claim. The mystics condemn intellect as an organ and doesn't really find any justification in this. That's true, because it's just a made up thing. But Professor Hawking's passage just could have a wider scope than the justification of idea in religion. The organic relation of feeling and idea, that is emotions, feeling, discursive and non-discursive, throws light on the old theological controversy about verbal revelation, al-kalam al-lafzi and nafsi, which once gave so much trouble to Muslim religion. He's talking about the debate between Mu'tazila and Ash'ari and Hanabila about whether Kalamullah is Allah's creation or not. And Quran is clear, Allahul khalq wal amr, and as we know in Arabic language, let's see. Now, Allama Iqbal is obviously he has some interest in Islamic Ilm al-Kalam, and obviously he studied philosophy, and his PhD was on so-called Islamic philosophy, development of metaphysics in Persia. A very small piece, really. Um, so he's no expert in the field, obviously, and probably he was misled by the terminology used by late Ashaira Mutakallimin, even early ones, or middle ones anyway. The distinction between al-kalam and nafsi and al-kalam al-lafzi. I think lafzi. So he Allama Iqbal seems to think that nafsi mean feeling, which is not true. Kalam al-nafsi has nothing to do with nafs as such, because similar sort of distinction is made by Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, and the terminology he uses actually explain Ash'ari's division, its main thrust. So Imam Ibn Taymiyyah's terminology is al-kalam an-nawi and kalam al-ahad. So this is a distinction between the eternal speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's part of his eternal attribution, and its particular manifestation in, for example, revelation, which is called Kalam al-Ahad by Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, and al-Kalam al-Lafzi by Ashaira. And no doubt Ashaira has, Mu'tazila are wrong on this, and Ashaira has made some mistake, even though Ashara's mistake is not at the same level as Mu'tazila. But Quran is clear, lahul khalq wal amr, lahul khalq wal amr. So khalq is different from amr. Although Ashara obviously don't claim that Quran is khalq, they have a twisted argument with saying that what we recite of Quran and write, that is khalq, in the sense that our recitation is obviously our khalq, but we are reciting Allah's kalam, so that is not khalq. And amr and khalq, because in Arabic language al-atf yaqtadi al-mughayra. So but whatever it may be, al-kalam is nafsi, has nothing to do with feeling. And the footnote of the editor is even worse than the actual presupposition. It seems like he is even clueless. He is even less he is even more clueless than Allama Iqbal on this point. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So the distinction between al-kalam al-nafsi and al-kalam al-lafzi has nothing to do with feeling and the whole debate here. Anyway, I think we had enough discussion, good discussion on this, and next time inshallah we'll start with here, wherever we are leaving. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.